was doing this. And then finally I did get to the point where I could start investing. Okay. And this is what I do today, right? I use life insurance for this still. Okay. I take money from my life insurance policy, I borrow against it, and then I loan it out. Okay. And so I'm making 3 to 5% on my life insurance. It's costing me usually, for me on average, my interest cost is usually about 1 to 2%. And that's because I pay myself back. And then I'm making 8 to 12% on my lending deals, right? So 3 to 5 plus 8 to 12. Okay. Now here's what I love about this as an investor, like, and for you guys that are clients and followers of mine, I know you're not speculators. You're not like, how do I turn my 100 grand into $1 million in the next 18 months by buying stocks and cryptos? Like, that's not my audience. That's not who you are. You're like, okay, well, first, I remember working for this, which is a profound thing, working for your money, right? Like that's not something that happens every day now. I remember working for this, and I remember working hard, and I remember sacrificing and not buying things and forgoing things to put it there. I don't want to lose it. For me as an investor, that's still my first thought. I do not want to lose the money. Okay. So it doesn't matter how great of a rate of return you can show me. The first question I'm asking is, how could I lose this? And in what ways are we protecting against that? Okay. So when I'm investing with the life insurance, I'm locking the 100,000 in. That money will always be there forever. It's going to grow forever. Even if the investment goes south and I lose out on the private lending deal, I still have my 100 grand in there growing. So in a way, I've guaranteed myself against loss because of the fact that as long as I repay my loan, I'm always going to have that 100 grand, and I will always have the interest that it was growing at. Even if it didn't work out on the investment, I'll still have that 100 grand and the future value of it there later. There's power in that. As an investor, it gives me some peace of mind. Now, the other thing is, I'm not going to lose the 100,000 in the investment deal, right? I don't invest to lose. So I invest to make sure that I'm going to be profitable. So I know that my downside is protected. That's fine. Now with the private lending, the reason why I do this is because I want to own real estate, but I don't want to be a landlord, right? I currently live in an apartment. Who's ever lived in an apartment, right? Have you ever had moments where you felt like the shitty tenant? Like you're like, man, this is wrong. That's wrong. These people are loud, this problem, that problem. And then you realize like, oh no, I'm being a complainer. And then you realize that you live in a building with 400 of those people. And then you realize that somebody has to manage all of them. And you're like, man, I'm glad that person's not me. Who's ever gone through that mental thought process? I have, and I've rented my entire life. Even today I rent. And the reason why is it doesn't make sense for me to own a house right now. Okay. At some point in the near future, yeah, I'll do it. But as a renter myself, I'm like, there's no way in hell I want to be a landlord. Right? Like that's not something I'm interested in. I don't want to be fielding marijuana complaints. I don't want to be, calling. One of my buddies, he owned a rental portfolio in Indiana. He's like, yeah, I had like 15, 20 rental properties. One of them, they had to call the SWAT team on. Like there's nobody I want in my life where there's the potential that I will have to call a SWAT team on you. That's not a business transaction I want. That's not a friendship I want. That's not a relationship I want. There's nobody in my life that's worth it. Now, if you couple that with the fact that that individual that he just called the SWAT team on only pays him like $1,200 a month for that privilege, that's a subscription Jerry service that I'm never going to offer, right? So I don't want to deal with that. If you're wondering, what does Wealth Dynamics do? How can we actually help you? Number one, if you haven't gotten a copy of my book, Blueprint to Financial Freedom, grab one now. You can get that down in the comments in the video. You can get the link for that. Number two, we do a free course on Fridays on personal finance. Okay, you can also get the link for the description there too. And then finally, if you have a desire to start getting help walking through these different phases toward financial freedom, book a call with my team. Go to our website, set up a call. We're able to help out and answer questions. That's how we can help you. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you turn notifications on, and I will talk to you guys on the next video.